Welcome everyone to Podcast Theory Productions. My name is Jesse, and today we have with us Miss Sofia Embid. Sophia, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So we were just talking before we got started here. You just recently filmed Those Who Wish We Were Dead. You were just on the set of that movie.
Yes, it just released, but we actually shot it 2 years ago. It was one that was held up by the pandemic. So
Oh, no kidding.
yeah, it had a later release than I think they had intended.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a super fun movie to shoot.
So can you tell us a little bit about your character and what's going on there?
Sure. It's a very small part, and I feel like if I told you anything about my character, it would be kind of a spoiler.
Well, whatever you can afford to talk about is.
Okay, well, in the film, there are two basically hitmen. Aidan Gillen and Nicholas Hoult play them, and they're hunting Angelina Jolie and the child that she's with. And I'm just an innocent bystander who happens upon these very bad men. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see where you're going with that. So you've actually got a few movies under your belt. I was noticing from looking at your IMDb there.
Yeah, the industry here has really been hopping, and it's been such a joy and such a pleasure to get to work on films here.
So initially, what got you into the whole acting thing? Was that on purpose, or was that just kind of like you fell into it one day?
I was always interested in acting, but also a very shy child. So I was not one of those kids that thought I was ever going to be an actor. I went to school for screenwriting, actually, and worked in New York and LA. Didn't ever think about acting just because it's just an insanely difficult market to break into. But then I moved back here, and seeing local actors actually booking really awesome projects, I was kind of inspired to try my hand at it. So
that's incredible.
Kind of,
so
yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, Sophia is from Albuquerque. You were born here, right?
I was born here. I moved away when I was about 14, and then moved back maybe like 6 years ago.
Okay. So has the place changed very much?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
growing.
Changed a lot. Yeah, I think, gosh, when I left, downtown wasn't even really a thing.
No,
So.
no, it's quite different.
Yeah.
You said you went to school for screenwriting. Were you able to dive into that, do any of it, or was that just a thing and then you got away from it?
It's a funny story. I graduated, I moved out to LA, and I fell into the world of reality television. So I did a lot of quote unquote writing, story producing, story editing for reality TV. So that kind of, I fell into that, and that ended up being my career for quite a while.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I got a question. Okay, the last person I just interviewed did some work for Jane the Virgin. She's a writer.
Oh, nice.
So just from your experience, do you, when you're writing a show, do you take it episode by episode, and then it's just strictly what it is, or do you guys allow for changes on the spot depending on how things are going?
Well, I think that would be more of a question for somebody who is writing episodic television, because I didn't end up doing that. For reality, basically what it is, for episodic or for film or whatever, the writer comes first before everything else. For reality, the writer comes last.
Oh, wow.
So they would shoot just hundreds of hours of footage, and then you kind of come in and build it out of, find the pieces, find the little bits of gold, and then write voiceover to make it cohesive. So it's like a very different process than the writing process for something like Jane the Virgin, for example.
Oh, wow. So that's a unique little insight I had no idea about.
Yeah,
That's
it's
incredible.
kind of like magnetic poetry a little bit.
Oh, okay. So you take the pieces and put it together to something
Yeah,
that makes sense.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. So it's your movie. You did a movie called Monday back in 2018.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, that was a super fun project. Robert Rodriguez had a reality show in Austin, Texas, bringing together 5 directors and seeing if they could recreate his feat for El Mariachi, which was 14 days, $7,000.
Ooh.
I believe is how he made that, and then ended up going to Sundance and whatever. So it was a reality show following us, the director Alejandro Montoya Marit, and the crew, as we tried to make a film for $7,000 in 14 days,
Wow.
while also being followed by a reality TV crew. It was crazy. I got to live in Austin for about a month. It was super fun, just a really, really cool experience.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Okay, and your film Flush that you filmed and that released in 2019, can you tell us about that a little bit?
Sure. I was working with Sheridan O'Donnell, a director, and Lauren Myers, just the 2 of us acting in it. She's amazing. And that was a really awesome short film to work on. We spent a lot of time really, really, really doing some deep character work. So it was satisfying from an actor's perspective, and it ended up going to the Vancouver International Film Festival. So I got to go up to Vancouver for that, which was really fun. And yeah, that was a super cool project.
That's awesome. Okay, so do you have any upcoming projects that you are allowed to or can afford to talk about?
Let me think. What am I allowed to talk about?
Yeah, I know sometimes you guys got to sign NDAs and you can't say certain things. And...
Well, let's see. I don't think I signed one for Land of Dreams. Land of Dreams is a really cool, interesting, artsy film by visual artist Shirin Neshat. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's an Iranian visual artist, and that was a really cool project. Again, smaller part, but I was super, super, super happy to be any part of that.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, have you incorporated any knowledge from your writing skill that you developed into being an actress? Does it change your perception of how a character would be or how you would mold that character?
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming from a writing background is super helpful because there's a huge amount of script analysis in acting work. You have to do, especially when you're auditioning and you're receiving sides that maybe don't have any context, and you kind of to be able to get into the writer's head and be like, try to like get clues from the script as to what they might be looking for from your character. Definitely having a writing background is super helpful for that. And I think that if I was to go back and do more screenwriting now, I would leave more work to the actor. I think sometimes as writers, we have a tendency to want to put everything on the page, but you really have to, you don't want to tell an actor how to do their job,
Right.
How to read a line, how to, what their emotion is in this, yada, yada, yada. So I think trusting actors to bring the subtext and the nuance and all of that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, do you have any social media platforms or anything like that you want to shout out to promote or
Sure,
anything?
yeah. Yeah, I have my Instagram is Sofia Embid. That's SOFIAEMBID. And I have a YouTube channel where it's an ASMR channel. And it's called Love Sofia ASMR. So if you're interested in seeing any of my little role plays, you can check them out there.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, Sophia, I want to be respectful of your time and thank you for giving us a quick little interview. And I appreciate you and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Just out of curiosity, are you going to be able to make it to the High Desert screening event this year?
Yes, I plan to.
You plan on going? Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, hope to get to see you there. And until then, take care, stay well, and we will talk to you later.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Thank you.